Oh, hello friends. Welcome to the channel. This is Cash Illustrates and I'm Cash. So you want to get ahead in drawing, eh? Well, good thing you're here. Because I want to show you my own personal modified proportioning grid. Hopefully there's something here that you'll see and like. So, everybody's face is different. Every single face has unique and different qualities to it, and it's all very differently proportioned. And so I find it really impractical to actually tell you what the proper proportions for the head are. Why are you doing air quotes? However, I want to create a basic guideline that you can follow and change up however you want to create the unique face that you want to create when you're drawing. Okay, so I'm going to start off with drawing 3 circles. I'm doing 3 so I can demonstrate at least 3 angles and how to proportion your character. Next, I like to draw the center line. This indicates which direction the head is turned, and without it, it's a little difficult to make the rest of the guides work. Once the center line's in, I like to try to find the halfway point of the circle, and I create more or less a T with the center line and a horizontal line. The guides that I just drew in, they're going to represent the eyebrow line, and then at the bottom of the circle, I'm going to put in another little marker. This indicates the bottom of the nose. And now, I kind of eyeball the same distance between the eyebrow and the nose, and I draw another little tick. And this tick is where the chin is. Okay. Now, I like to divide these up again, roughly in half. And this will provide a general location for the actual eyeball and the mouth. Now, to actually get the shape of the head, I tend to draw from the very outer edges of the circle to about the mouth line. And then I kind of go and just turn that in towards the center line. Now, from the profile and the 3/4 view, it's going to be a little bit different because you actually have to take into account the shape of the head. And the way I've drawn this, I'm not actually taking into account the back of the skull. And so, let me just kind of readjust that so that it actually makes sense in the context. I have this habit of drawing really bobbly-headed characters, and by doing it the way I do it, it helps me avoid doing that, but it does add the extra step of me having to add the back of the skull for any other view than straight on. So I'm just kind of going to add the back of the skull, which is kind of a bean. And pretty much the same thing. You go to the jaw, the mouth line, and then curve in. Go from the outer edge to the mouth line, then curve in. Now, with the profile view, it's also a little different, because the face is not flat, and your drawing is going to look very odd if you try to draw the profile like how I have it here. So, to make it look a little more natural, I'm going to go from the eye line and just kind of do about a 45-degree angle. It doesn't have to be 45 degrees, you can change this up. This is one of those things that is a characteristic feature. Some people have long noses, short noses, round noses, flat noses, all sorts of noses, and this video's getting a little nosy. You gotta just play with the shape that you want to. Just for the sake of this drawing, I'm going to do about a 45-degree angle. And then I just kind of go down to the chin line. And then I also will draw this line in the middle of the profile because this will help me align the ear and also the bottom of the jaw. And so I know where to end the jaw. And here I am adding more skull so that it's actually a normal human person shape. Okay. So we have the guides in. Now let's get the ears in. Generally speaking, the ears will go from about your eye, maybe play around with it. This is one of those things where each individual is different, but it generally ranges somewhere from the eyebrow line to the middle of the eye line to the jaw line, which is what generally most people's ears will fall into. And that is where the placement of that ear goes. These guides are also there to help you if you want to try to draw the same character from different angles. If you have these measurements, you can replicate them on different angles. And so that's the general, very basic construction of a head. And again, this is kind of just how I do it. Now, let's start placing some features, because there's some neat proportions that if you start looking around at everybody, literally everybody, no matter what their face looks like, you'll notice that it all kind of falls into their own personal grid. So that's why you stare. That they have, and this character's grid happens to look like this, but if you draw another line roughly in half again between the edge of the circle and the center line, you can get a general base for where the eye and the edge of the lip ends. And you can actually check this in a mirror. It's creepy, it lines up. Your iris and your pupil tend to line up with the very corner of your lips. And I believe the corner of your eye, the very inner corner, will line up with the edge of your nose. It's creepy. Everyone's proportions are different, but they still have their own personal grid. Now, this is not a tutorial as to how to actually draw any individual feature. Those will come later. This tutorial is literally to just show you how to map out a human face so that it just feels right, you know what I mean? Okay. Now I'm gonna put that mouth in. Yes, okay. I think I really need to put the nose in because this profile is not working, so let's just nose in. I will go into the construction of each individual facial feature in later videos. So if you're just like, wait, you're not explaining what you're doing, why you're doing this, don't worry, I will talk in much better detail about it. Okay, so, but that's later and you have to be patient and actually want to start the neck roughly where the jaw meets the ear. Most people's necks are much thicker than you think they are. And this is where I break my pencil and pretend like nothing happened. As a recap, start with drawing a circle, then divide it into 4 equal parts. Then draw a little line at the bottom of the circle. Then draw the chin line. Then divide the lines into the grid that was specified in the video. Now you can add your features and finish your drawing. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button, and hit the little bell button to get notifications on future videos. And remember, take care and be kind.